they are. Both black, right?
Right. Thank you.
I don't feel good. I told you at the prison I got this heart condition.
That's why you're being extradited by a police surgeon.
Some doctor. You always make house calls with that gun on.
What special issue, Brogan? Guess it's a tribute to your past record.
Come on, doctor, break the cuffs, huh? Where can I run on a bus?
Don't knock the service, Brogan. Better than you're going to get for a long time.
Ah, there goes my suit.
Cheers.
It's a bum rap, you know. I didn't do it. No way they can prove it.
Where the armored car guard live. Maybe he can identify you.
Yeah, I read about him. What if he can't?
We'll pay for your ticket back to Chicago.
We're running late. We should be pulling in now.
Road, 2600 block, see the officer, code 3.
What are you doing? You're supposed to take care of us.
Where are my clothes?
As soon as we finish them tests, okay?
Like I told you on the phone, all the symptoms indicate he's had some kind of poison.
Okay, how long before he's on his feet?
Lieutenant, it's not quite that simple.
Why not?
Well, we have to know the poison. And we don't know it. Until we know the specific poison, we don't know the specific antidote.
Yeah? What happened?
Simon, did you get off the bus at any time during that ride?
Bus?
You were bringing Brogan back from prison.
Yeah, Brogan.
Simon, think.
What about Brogan? Did you get the guard to identify him?
Simon, we must know how they reached you. Did anyone get on or off? Did anything strange happen?
Look at that. The driver's hitting every bump. What's he trying to do, break an axle?
Simon!
Check the kitchens on every stop that they made. And the food machines in the terminals.
We've already telexed the whole route.
Brogan!
Listen, if you take my advice, you'll find the man he was bringing in and he'll tell us the poison he used.
How much time do we have?
Listen, we're working in the dark. You'd have to say a matter of hours.
He's off the cuffs. Get him!
Locke is too smart to let a man he's cuffed to slip some poison. There had to be someone else on that bus.
What's that, Lieutenant?
Sure. The last guy left from the gang, the one we could never get a lead on.
Ed Duncan.
That bank guard they shot would have more on that crime than we have. He would know where Brogan's run to.
Harry Carter.
Yeah, come in.
Mr. Carter?
Lieutenant, Dr. Locke in with Brogan already?
Dr. Locke has been poisoned.
And Brogan got away. Now he'll die, too.
There may not be time to isolate the poison. You must help me locate Brogan.
Now, all the guards were killed. I was the lucky one. They just crippled me. These are all the men that did the job. This one's dead. This one's dead. It's like a private lottery.
There was one other survivor, Ed Duncan. Would Brogan run to him?
You know, someday this is all going to be in a book. Did you know I'm writing a book?
I'm sorry, Carter. I don't have time to listen to your theory on that crime again. Where's Brogan?
Theory, Lieutenant. Look at all this research. Every last detail of the crime, every word written on it. All these men, I've traced them back to the day they were born. They were involved in one of the biggest robberies in history. And the bloodiest, $4 million and 5 deaths. Everyone involved in that robbery died, one way or the other. What's the difference now?
Locke had no connection.
The minute he went to pick up Brogan, he became a part of it.
You're giving me myths and superstition, and I want Lou Brogan.
Come on, Lieutenant! I found him for you once. I was the one to figure out he might be in Chicago. If it weren't for my miss, you'd still be leaning on your old standby stoolies.
All right, Carter, all right, but I'm telling you again. I am begging you. Locke is dying. Where is Brogan?
I don't think Brogan poisoned him. He had to have help.
Maybe not help. Maybe someone tried to get Brogan and got Locke by mistake.
Last man on the team gets it all.
Duncan, give me everything you've got on. Ellie, Lieutenant Palmer, get out an APB. Edward Duncan. Male, Caucasian, 6 feet, fair hair. He must be taken alive. If he dies, Locke dies. Can I take this with me?
Yeah.
Thanks.
It happened at 5:46 on a sunny afternoon, Friday.
Police headquarters.
You're looking for Ed Duncan.
May I have your name, please?
I'll say it only once. 407 Grand Street, apartment 14. He's armed. He swore he'd never be taken alive.
Lieutenant, we got a tip. Suspect Edward Duncan reported in the vicinity of 4th and Grand.
Get every available able unit out there right away. No sirens. Make that clear. Do not apprehend until I get there. We must take him alive.
All able units, vicinity 4th and Grand. Suspect Edward Duncan reported 407 Grand Street, apartment 14, code 2. Do not apprehend. Await arrival of 301.
Somebody's after me. I'm the next target. I'd be dying now like that doctor if I hadn't spilled my coffee.
I don't understand it. We had it made. Paley is shot to death and Armstrong is electrocuted in his own bathtub. Never heard of such a coincidence.
You and me. We're all that's left of the guns. You call that a coincidence?
Brogan, no. Hey, listen. I was with you when Paley and Armstrong got it, wasn't I? And we are not the only ones left from that job, are we? Think.
The guard? Harry Carter?
He's alive. He's still here. I sit here all day and read about him. A year ago, and I'm still reading about him and what this job did to his life. About his buddies who died, about his leg. It's all he ever talks about. Making a career out of it.
Well, while we wait for things to cool so we can split the money, he keeps raising a stink that'll never die down. Give me a few $100. I'll hole up somewhere till I can think.
I'm telling you, he don't forget it. He don't let him. justice.
Harry Carter. The cops are on their way. They're burned about what happened to that police doctor.
Carter?
Do you hear me? They want you dead.
How'd they find out I'm here?
I don't know. All I know is they don't intend on taking you alive.
We've covered the back and got all the people out.
Block the street. He must talk. He knows what poison he tried to give Brogan. Remember, you do not shoot. You run, you take cover, you hide, but you do not fire at him. Give me the speaker.
Edward Duncan, this is the police. Give yourself up. We are not going to shoot.
He's a killer, Lieutenant. Suppose he starts shooting. We have men here.
I said no. My responsibility, my orders.
That shot?
Nobody. I've checked every gun.
It didn't come from the blue.
Lieutenant?
Carter?
What happened? They called me. Is the doctor gonna make it?
He's still bad. They're bringing Duncan in. We want you to identify him.
Yeah, that's him. Remember me, Duncan? After all this time? You die slowly. Let it hurt. Let it pain like it pains me.
Simon, come on. You're still part cop. You see things, you remember things. There were only 2 men left from that whole gang. Brogan was cuffed to you. Duncan had to be on the bus. Who else was with them? Maybe a woman. Think.
Brogan, let me tell you something. You laugh at guys like me. Go ahead. I spent half my life in school. I've been with the department for 4 years.
I'm in hock. But I'm way ahead of you, Brogan. Because you're something that grows in dark places, and I'm alive.
Won't be easy. He's torn apart inside.
There must be some way to open his mouth.
Well, adrenaline, but it's risky.
Does he stand a chance anyway?
No.
Does Locke?
Some.
Then do it. He's holding a man's life in his hands. Get him to talk.
Doctor.
Brogan's running. Now, me.
What are you doing?
He's gone.
He's our only chance. He must talk. He can help Simon.
Lieutenant, we did all we could.
Did you hear what he said?
Take it easy.
He ran down the list of names, every single name. Every last one. The door was open. I didn't think you'd mind.
Any news on the doctor?
No hope. You in pain?
All the time.
Don't take the pills. Sedation dulls the thinking, and I want your brain clean. I want to take it apart. Brogan is here somewhere. He's hiding, and somebody knows it. Who else was there? Let's go back to the beginning. That day, that scene. How did they pull it off?
What?
A job like that had to be planned. Who did it?
Well, Armstrong.
He's dead.
Well, Paley's dead. They're all dead.
One man who is alive was on that bus, and he tried to get Brogan.
Well, there were 40 people on that bus. Duncan could have been sitting in a row up front. They'd never see him.
Duncan is dead.
Well, Brogan killed him.
Why?
Why?
Why? He had the money, didn't he?
Well, I guess so. It figures he was holding it.
All right, if he had the money, why didn't he run? Now he's dead.
Lieutenant, please, I can't go through all this again. You're being brutal.
I don't care. Bring me up on charges. There is someone else.
Hello?
Hey, what happened to Duncan?
It was one of those things.
What are you talking about? He's dead. There's no one left. You gotta bring the money.
It's much too early.
I'm being hunted. I need cash. We gotta divide it now and split.
All right.
Yeah, the transport yard, 4th and Montgomery. Be there with the money.
If that's the only time that's available. Look, I know how you feel. The doctor's your friend. But I lost too. Those guards were my friends. It's over. The job, the money. But the jinx is still working.
Someone wins at a lottery. Who can win this one?
You'll have to excuse me, Lieutenant. I have to get ready for a doctor's appointment.
He's leaving Halstead, turning west on Bartlett.
Get me one of the officers who were at the bus emergency that day.
Baker's here. Baker?
Baker?
Baker, how many people were on that bus?
I don't know. They don't keep a roster.
Carter said there were 40 passengers.
Well, how would he know?
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to tail him. Get me some help. He's driving a blue sedan, license number 692778.
Suspect has entered Warner's junkyard. Do not apprehend.
Oh, am I glad you're here. I'm going ape. Now Duncan's gone. Like it was planned that way all the time.
It was.
It was you. You lousy gimp. You tried to kill us all. You planned the job. You worked it out, and now you kill us all.
Oh, not all. Not the guards. You did that.
Oh, we pulled a job. Things happen. Duncan was right. You're trying to make us pay. Well, not me.
Carter! Carter, come on, it's all over!
The name of the poison, Carter.
I gave him the steal of a lifetime. A whole beautiful set of gears like the workings of a clock.
The poison.
And what happened? Edwards, the driver, he moved. He turned. That's all. He just turned. They started shooting.
The name of the poison, Carter.
It was a mushroom I found when I was walking alone.
Patch me through to central emergency. Dr. Locke's room.
Mushroom poisoning. Give him atropine, 2 milligrams subcutaneously. Place him on a high carbohydrate diet and continue the 10% dextrose and sodium chloride IV. Dan?
Yes.
He's going to be okay.
Well, when he starts complaining about the service, the conditions, the system, and the treatment, give me a call. Can you make a positive ID, Simon? Recognize anyone here from the bus?
No.
All right, thank you, fellas.
Is he the one?
What do you want me to do, apologize?
All right, we don't need an identification. Get him out.
2 questions. How and why?
I sat up front. When the girl was bringing the coffee, I dropped a magazine. There was the tray with the coffee right in front of my nose. 2 seconds and Brogan's a dead man. He had a big mouth. I figured he probably talked to you, made a deal for himself.
He didn't.
But with $4 million at stake, you couldn't afford to take a chance, could you?
You think it was the money? Do you think I killed all of them for the money? I did the job for the money. I killed them because of this.
I don't believe a word of it.
I don't think he does either. Get him out.
Dan? This bed is like a rock.
Oh, good to hear you're feeling better.